Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Excel. In this module, I want to have a look at the scenario analysis feature in Excel. So to get this scenario manager on the screen, you need to go to the Data tab, and on the right hand side it's part of What If Analysis, and then you click on Scenario Manager. This box appears, which is blank at the moment because there are no scenarios. So for this to work, you need a spreadsheet that has formulas in it, like this one. So these are the formulas, simple formulas. And you need change in cells, which are these pink cells. These are going to be the change in cells. So at the moment, I want to create an actual scenario because I want to be able to get back to these original figures. So the first thing you do is click on Add and then name it Actual. Tell it what the change in cells are, which are these pink cells. Use my control key to highlight them. And click OK. And don't need to do anything now because these are the actual figures. Now you'll notice that I've got these names down this left hand side. Click OK to that. And I'll close this box down for a second. What I did first of all was name these cells. So basically I highlighted this table, clicked on formulas and used this option, create from selection and left column. So basically use these labels to name these cells. Just cancel that off. And the computer did it for me, and it put a little underscore there, as you can see. So they're all named. So if I go back into the scenario manager, that's why when I edit this now, you'll see the names. Otherwise, that would just say B2 and B3, etc. So that's the first one done. So the actual scenario that I want to present is the one in these comment boxes here, like predicted sales and predicted costs and these predicted expenses, etc. So I click Add, I call it predicted. The change in cells are the same, you don't need to do anything with that. Click OK, but now what you need to do is put these predicted figures in this box. So the sales are going to go down to 112,000. Costs are going to go up to 15,000. Lease is going up to 12,000. Utilities is going up to 1,900. And operations is going up to 2,500. Click OK to that. Now you have two scenarios. Now if you click on predicted, what happens now is if I click show, it will replace these figures with the predicted figures and the formulas will trigger and you'll have a different figure at the bottom. So I'll click on show and you can see that I've now got 80,000 there as opposed to actual show 99,000. And then what you can do is you can click on this option summary and you can select different cells. I could have all three of these formula cells, but I'm just going to leave it on net profit as the cell that I want in the results. Click OK, and then it creates this summary sheet on a separate sheet with the names in. So if you hadn't named the cells, again this would say B2, B3, etc., which wouldn't mean much. So naming the cells first is probably a good practice to do. Now column D is always a duplicate of whichever column you last looked at. So I last looked at actual, so you can see that that is the same as actual. So I'm going to get rid of that. Delete that column off, you don't need that one. And then you can go back if you need to show this again. Now obviously this example I've just given you was where you know what the figures are likely to be, but normally you wouldn't know that. You might have a percentage increase or decrease that you're aware of, or you want to show a scenario with a percentage increase or decrease on a particular cell. So let's do that one. So this is a formula example. Again, you're going back into What If Scenario Manager, and what you need to do is make sure you're looking at actual, not predicted, otherwise the figures will be on the predicted cells. And then we can click on Add, and let's say we want a 50% decrease in sales. What's that going to be? type it out. Changing cells, I'm only using one cell, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave those as they are. Click OK. Now, so I want that to be half of what it is. So to do a formula, you just type equals. Now I could type gross sales, but I am going to be lazy and type B2. And then I'm going to do times 0.5, which will be 50% of that figure, a decrease of 50% on sales. Now when I click OK, it's going to tell me that the result of this formula is going to change into a figure basically. So I won't know what the formula was once I've done it. So I'll click OK, and then it's changed to a figure. If I click on show, you can see that's now half, and the figure at the bottom's changed. Back to actual, show, and it's back to normal. So that's how you create a formula in the scenario manager. And again, if I click on summary and OK, get rid of the duplicate column, you've now got the comparison side by side. 50% decrease in sales. You're still in profit, but only just. And then that's the actual, and then that's the predicted. And obviously I could have used a formula on these fixed costs. You might think that you're going to get a 2% increase on lease, utilities and operations. So you could do that formula and call it whatever you want to call it. And every time you run the scenario summary, you can see there, look, I've got a separate sheet. So this one is now defunct. So I should just delete this one. And this one is the current accurate one. So that's just a quick look at the scenario manager. So that's all I want to talk about in this session. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you on the next one.